Welcome to Spiritual Straight Talk, where it's all about enhancing your spiritual walk through life, with host Suzanne Ellison, animal communicator and spiritual life coach. Listen in and discover inspiration for living a divinely inspired life. And now, your host, Suzanne Ellison.
Welcome to Spiritual Straight Talk. Hi, I'm your host, Suzanne Ellison. Today, I'm kicking off a special series of podcast episodes in celebration of the upcoming book, Tales from the Heart. Tales from the Heart features 11 guest chapter authors who share their personal pet relationship stories. These stories illustrate the deep connection between human beings and animals. Today, I'd like to introduce you to Suzanne Ellison, guest chapter author. Welcome, Suzanne.
Hi, Suzanne. How are you?
Good. We share the same first name.
We do.
Yeah. I'm so grateful to have you as a guest chapter author because your chapter is powerful and different from the other chapters in the book. So why did you decide to be a part of the Tales from the Heart book?
I have a massive, since I can remember as a child, massive love of animals of all sorts. And I grew up reading animal stories and adventures and lots of horse series and things like that. So the opportunity to just share a tiny bit of that passion and storytelling of my own experiences from when I owned a farm and all the animals that were on it, it just seemed like, a nice opportunity to share the enjoyment I had growing up reading stories like that.
That's awesome. What is the title of your chapter?
Grunt.
Grunt's Farm Utopia.
She was such a powerful animal that it didn't really need much more than that. Her name kind of says it all, really.
And Grunt is a pig, so people.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you want me to say that and give it away or not. So, okay. So, Grunt was a pet pig we had, and she had such a big personality that, her name seemed to be more than enough as a title.
Awesome. And what can we look forward to learning or discovering or enjoying in your chapter?
I think for me, Grunt was just one of the animals that we had on the farm, but she was a pet. It wasn't that I had pigs. I was farming with pigs or anything like that. I was a dairy farmer, and she was a pet. And I think she was just one piece of all the pets and all the animals, those that I farmed and those that we had at home in the house. It was such an amazing symbiotic relationship that everybody had, and such a fantastic environment for me to be able to raise my kids. I think that's what was so special about writing this chapter about her.
Yeah, I just love your chapter because it truly is a farm utopia. Just such joy and happiness going on between you and the farm animals there. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think what summed it up for me, and is a comment out of all the comments my vet ever said to me, was that my dairy was a hotel for cows.
Yeah.
I think to me that was really special because the small nucleus of cows that I started with were old, but they'd also been abused a bit.
Wow.
So to have the end result that I did in the end was very special.
Yes. And it's really, really a good look into how having a farm filled with love and the love of animals makes a farm utopia. Yes. We don't want to give it all away, but yeah, it's awesome.
This is it.
Yeah. So Suzanne, do you have any advice you would like to give our listeners about animal relationships? Because yours were very unique with farm animals.
I suppose I'd like to think that, every farmer appreciates and respects their animals, but unfortunately it's not like that. A lot of people see animals as a means to an end, as a source of income or a tool or a purpose, like with horses and things like that. And I think, COVID, bringing that word into this, has shown us when we were all in lockdown, how amazing and how much we have to learn from animals, because the amount of change that occurred in the animal world as a result of all the humans being locked away was amazing. And, they may not make computers and, have hands that they can use and things like that, but there's, it's like a different culture. Everybody has something special to offer this world, and animals do as well. There is so much, the intelligence of elephants and dolphins and whales, and the things that they can do that we don't even begin to be able to do. There's so much we could learn. Yeah. And I would just love to see humans give more space and more consideration and more respect from the biggest to the smallest creatures on this planet.
Awesome. Well, listeners, this is a really special series of interviews that I'm doing that's going to lead to the launch of Tales from the Heart on Amazon in November. And so you can listen in to future episodes to meet the guest chapter authors as we celebrate these rich pet relationships. And thank you, Suzanne, for being here today and giving us a glimpse into your chapter, Grunt's Farm Utopia. It's awesome. And thank you, listeners, for listening in. You can join us too over on the special Facebook page we have called Tales from the Heart. You can search it and find it on Facebook and join us there where you'll learn more about our guest chapter authors. Fun, exciting place as we celebrate this book coming into existence on Amazon. Thank you, Suzanne.
Thank you, Suzanne.
Okay, thank you, listeners, for listening in today. And remember that love makes all things possible.
Thank you for listening to Spiritual Straight Talk with Suzanne Thibault. If you enjoyed this episode, tell a friend and subscribe on iTunes or Spotify. To connect with Suzanne, visit www.suzannethibault.net. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you for listening.